like we can go ahead and get started. So if we want to just start with some quick introductions. My name is Ren File. I'm an international admissions counselor here at NKU. So I have the lovely job of working with all of our prospective students to, answer any questions they have about the application process. Sometimes I do get to travel and meet with you all on the road in your home countries. And I get to do fun events like this where we can actually, get face to face and speak with you all.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Hansen. I am the Director of International Student and Scholar Services. I used to be our primary recruiter, but now I have the wonderful job of overseeing our recruiter, our wonderful admissions team, and our wonderful immigration team. We at International Student and Scholar Services, or just ISSS, get to do all kinds of fun things for students, even starting now before you even step foot on our campus, all the way through post-degree completion and doing your OPT and being an alum of NKU. So from beginning to end and beyond, we get to work with you.
So we are joined here today with some of our lovely global ambassadors, and our global ambassadors at NKU are international students who are very ambitious, very motivated, and passionate about their experiences studying abroad. And so they help out with our office, from anything like speaking with you all with prospective students to helping with the orientation we have at the beginning of the year when all of our new students join us, to some fun events that we do, programming that we have for international students on campus. So I will let you all take it away. Manogia, would you like to start and introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Manogia, and I'm a sophomore studying computer science, and I'm from Nepal, and I am one of the global ambassadors, like Ren said, and I'm also the vice president of North of Nepal, which is a fun club on campus that you should definitely check out and see all the fun activities that we are doing. I love dancing and I love dogs. I have 2 dogs back home in Nepal, Tango and Charlie. And yeah, that's it about me.
All right, how about Shreya?
Hi everyone, this is Shreya Acharya. I go by C her pronouns. I'm CIT major and 3D digital arts and VFX minor, and I'm a sophomore as well, and I'm from Nepal as well. And I am involved in few other different clubs on campus. I'm a treasurer for International Students Union, and I'm also ambassador for College of Informatics, and I'm a general member of APB, which is Activities Programming Board, and that is like one of the most fun club on campus, and we organize different programs and different activities for students, and it's really fun.
All right, Binayak.
Hi everyone, my name is Binayak Shrestha, and I'm also from Nepal. I'm majoring in computer science, and currently I'm in my sophomore year. And we have lots of common platform in our university. Like, I'm also an e-board member of North of Nepal and also a member of APB Activities Programming Board. And a fun fact about me is that I love to play like flute and piano during my free time. Thank you.
All right, Ojashwi.
Hi everyone, my name is Ojaswi Casey. I'm a sophomore and I'm a public relations and marketing double major. My pronouns are she, her. I am involved as a global ambassador for the International Student Scholar Services, and I'm also a senator for the Student Government Association, and I work as a student worker in the Institute of Health and Innovation, and I also handle their social media. I've been here over a year now, and I love it at NKU.
Well, thank you all for sharing a little bit about yourself, what you all do at NKU. So we do have some questions that were submitted to us ahead of time. So as we sort of wait, if you all have any questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat, but we can go ahead and get started with some that students sent us ahead of time. So our first question is from Daniel. Daniel asks, what is Kentucky like? How eventful is Kentucky? Do you get lonely there at NKU? Is it very diverse?
A lot of questions.
That is a lot of questions. So those are all from one student. So if any of you want to share a comment about one of the questions, or what has your experience been, living in the Kentucky area?
Can you repeat all the questions again? I would like to answer this.
Sure. So I'll just start with the first one. What is Kentucky like?
Oh, okay. So the part where we are staying right now, Northern Kentucky area, is like pretty chill, and it's like really quiet because I think the population is only around like 7,000 or something around. And our university area is really huge. So, you will be around students, and you will be around faculties all the time, unless you are staying off campus really far away. But at the same time, you are also provided with all the facilities, like Walmart is nearby and Kroger is nearby, Walgreens, and everything you need, and you have access to go to everywhere. So it's pretty silent and chill, as well as you have everything at the same time.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to add, so where we are situated, like where NKU is situated, it's like 15 or 20 minutes from downtown. So it's like a pretty place that you can check out. You have bus access to go to downtowns, and bus access also around campus. So you can explore the places. So it's a really fun, and the campus is situated away from all of the city area. So it feels really peaceful and nice to be on campus.
Yeah. About if it gets lonely or not, it depends upon you, because if you try to meet people and go to events, then you'll be hanging around with people a lot, communicating with them, and it becomes a little less lonely. But I've also seen people who try to stay in their own little circle, and then I don't know how it feels, but when I first came here, although I was going to different events, I felt a little lonely sometimes, because I think that's what happens when you go abroad and you have all these new faces, new people from all different cultures. So, but you get used to it, and it does not stay as sad as it was in the first few weeks.
I want to add to this, as Ojaspe mentioned, it totally depends upon you, how you want to take it, or how, it totally depends on you, because my experience was totally different when I got here. I had one of my friend who was already here, so she made few friends, and when I got here, she was like, Shreya, take us out and get ready, we're going out. And then that's what I did, and literally went with a bunch of people that I never knew, and we went out for movies and all. And I was literally, everyone is so friendly, and everyone wants to have friends and want to make friends. So that's what I did, and I communicated with them, and I had a lot of fun. So my first experience and first week experience was totally amazing. So yeah, that's how it worked. And slowly, yeah, it just, you'll start getting involved with your people that you feel more connected with, and then sometimes it gets lonely, but I think that's how it is. You'll get used to it. It's fun as well.
Yeah, from what I've experienced, for a little bit of background on me, I just started at NKU actually last fall. And so I sort of came in and I was trying to learn everything about our international program and the community we have on campus. And it seems like a very welcoming place from sort of my introduction as well. And I love working with all of the students, and we have students who come in and ask us questions all the time, or I'm also the advisor for North of Nepal. So I've gotten to see some of the really awesome events. I'll let them speak about those later, but we do have a really great community here on campus. So our next question is from Elvis. Elvis asks, what is it like to study abroad? How should international students conduct themselves?
In my opinion, it's an experience that everybody should have. studying abroad. That is the first reason why I applied abroad, because I wanted to experience different cultures and then, you know, push myself in a different environment for my growth. But studying abroad, it gets hard sometimes because you're away from your family. And I've seen some people who don't have anyone they know here when they first come in, and it gets pretty hard. It hits you. It's a struggle sometimes, but then it's an experience of a lifetime. And then people should realize that they chose to come here, and then they have to make this worth it. And it only depends on them how they take this journey.
All right, so our next question we have is from Prasanna. Can I apply for an internship in the United States during my studies, as I am studying computer engineering?
Yes, you can definitely apply for internships, but since you're like an F1 student, if you're an F1 student, you have to take in consider that you can only work or apply for CPT 1 year after you've studied. So you have to be like a full-time student for a year before you start applying for internships. And NKU actually has this wonderful research program called UR-STEM Research, which is specifically for freshmen and sophomores. Since you do not get internships much in your freshman summer because you haven't gotten through all of those main courses, you can definitely try and do that research, which I also did, and it looked very good on my resume as well. And I learned a lot of stuff. I interacted with one of the faculty staff professors who I still talk to and is helping me. So I think there are a lot of opportunities for research as well as internships here.
Have any of you, have any of the others had chances do you want to talk about a research project you have worked on at NKU? Or maybe we had some career fairs recently, if you have been looking for jobs, or if you had the chance to work on campus?
So I didn't do like summer research, but I did research on one of the courses that I was taking. So it was pretty much like getting involved with my own classmates and working on a project, doing research for it, and getting involved with my faculty and all. So it was like I got that experience with my class as well. So that was pretty much exciting for me. And yeah, I'm also looking for internships for the summer because and I've gotten few interviews coming up, and I'm pretty nervous for it as well. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, same for me. I went to the career fair a few weeks ago, a week ago, I guess. And then yeah, it was a really fun experience for me because I got to talk to literally everybody in the room. Not everybody is hiring for the position you want, but then you get to build networks, and then you can branch out your possibilities, I guess. So yeah, I'm looking for an internship right now, and if I find one, I'll let you guys know. And I also work on campus, so that is the best part because you get to work in so many different fields on campus and talk to many diverse people on campus. So that's a fun experience.
Also, I want to add something like I didn't do internship or research, but I was a teaching assistant last semester, and I did not know that undergrad can also be a TA, but NKU provided us the opportunity to be a teaching assistant where we can work with the professors and students, where we can be the mediator of the both parties, like conveying messages from here to there and being close with the students. And it was in my freshman year, so I was thrilled to get an experience of teaching assistant in the freshman year.
That's
It was
cool.
great.
What class did you assist with?
Sorry?
What class were you an assistant for?
Python. It's elementary programming for Python.
Awesome. Okay.
We are always so proud to hear about what our students are, working on and the internships they're getting. I feel like I'm impressed every single day. But our next question is asking, and this is maybe a question me and Rebecca can take, but someone asked, I'm still worried about how to finish my application. So I know that some students in the webinar might also be wondering, you know, what those application steps are, how you can make sure you get everything turned in so that you can receive your admission decision and maybe one day be doing something like this, helping out at NKU speaking with new students. So we do have a 5-step application process, and we try to make it as easy and as accessible as possible for all of our students, because we don't want to make it hard for you. We want to grow our international community at NKU, and we are also here to help you out every step of the way. I know that our global ambassadors have reached out to some of you asking if you have any questions, and obviously we are always available. Our email at NKU is ISSS@nku.edu, and we can send some more contact information as well after the webinar. But like I said, it's a 5-step application process. So the first step is to fill out the online application. And so you can find this on our website. And we also, oh, I see we do have a question.
You can finish with your.
So our application is on our online website, and then we also do accept the common application if you are familiar with that platform. And then the second step is there is an application fee. It is a $40 fee that you can pay once you are completing the online application. And then we do also require several sets of documents. So we ask that students send a photocopy of their passport ID. We ask that students send an official copy of a report of their English proficiency scores. And we accept all different kinds of scores, from the TOEFL to the IELTS, even the Duolingo exam. So we also try to make that as accessible as possible, give students as many opportunities to submit whichever test works best for them. And then the last requirement is to submit your transcripts. So we ask that students send their, have a school official send their official transcripts. And if you have started any university coursework, we ask that you send those. So those are the 5 steps of the process. And as soon as you complete your application, our team can begin reviewing your documents and send you your admission decision.
Yeah. So we do have one person's hand up and we have one anonymous question. So the first question is, how long does it take for an admissions decision to release? So, and they mentioned rolling. So NKU is rolling admissions, meaning that we don't really have the early action, early decision, anything like that. We, our deadline for overseas international freshmen is the 15th of April. And so you still have about 6 weeks to complete your application. As far as how long it takes, so once you submit your documents, an actual human being, their name is Kaylee, will process your documents and then work on completing your file. Once your file is actually complete, it only takes a couple of days, but right now it's taking 1 or 2 weeks to get through all of the documentation so that we can complete your file. And that's primarily because we have one human being doing all of that work. So it does take a week or 2 for us to finalize that process. So right now, we thank you so much for our patience. We are really excited. We have so many applications that it is taking a little longer than it usually does, which I know that sounds like a really scary thing, but that's actually a good thing. It's very exciting that we have so many students who want to join us. So we are working as quickly as possible. So I will go ahead and mark that as answered live. And then Rachel had a question. I'm going to go ahead and allow you to talk so you can ask your question. So I'm clicking allow to talk, so you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question, Rachel. Unless you didn't mean to be raising your hand, in which case I'm sorry to put you on the spot. You didn't intend to, or no? Okay. JK, well, Rachel, you just got to be picked on today, so I hope you have a nice day. Okay, so what's the next question?
Yeah, we can move on to our next question. So Frank asked us, how do I join the Global Ambassadors?
That's a great question. How did all of you join?
I think there was an application released I don't remember exactly when, but I think it was on March, April, somewhere around, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around, and it was like literally it was published in all the social medias, and we have WhatsApp groups. When you get enrolled in NKU, that you will be able to join, and it was a long application. It wasn't long, it was a pretty like okay application process with not okay is
Couple
that
questions.
We just have we have so many people apply. We want to make sure.
yeah, no, it was like pretty really interesting questions, and I I'm sorry, I'm just interpreting it a little bit.
You're fine, you're fine.
But and yeah, it had questions that we answered, and yeah, and then we received an email saying that we have been selected. So yeah, that was I was really excited to be global ambassador.
Yeah. After looking at people in the orientation, how they were helping, we were really excited to join.
That's what inspired me as well.
Yeah.
Well, we do have another question that was sent with the question feature. Someone asked, do we have to pay the application fee first for the application to process? So this is a great question. And I will say that in order to receive your admission decision, you will have to pay the application fee. We cannot move forward with that until the application is complete. And as I mentioned, the application fee is one step of our 5-step process. But we can begin receiving all of your documents and taking a look to make sure you are submitting the correct other aspects of the application if you don't have a chance to pay the fee immediately when you apply. But to receive your admission decision, you will need to complete that step of the application. And we do have another question in the chat. How would you describe student life? So I'll let our global ambassadors take it away.
I would say for starting off at NKU, NKU has a very vibrant community. You know, for like being a student here, you are studying, you are doing internships, you are joining clubs, you are exploring the place, and there's so many things you can do, like just being a student who is studying abroad. Like for me, when I got here, I like made a community which consisted of people like from all different backgrounds. And it wasn't just students, it was like even faculty staff members that I was friends with. And then, you know, all these little talks that I do when I meet people, when I'm walking on campus, or when I'm like just studying anywhere. So it's like a very fun experience where like there's so many different things besides studying that you can do here.
Yeah, student life at NKU is very vibrant, as Manogya said, and we have a really diverse community, and the classes are really close-knit, so you're really close with your professors during classes, and people usually want big classes with a big room and big presentations and stuff like that. But for me personally, being close to your professor is a lot more helpful than, you know, being in a class where you need to wait in line to get your questions answered. And even while I'm walking on campus, I really like that everybody knows everybody basically. And when you're walking here, I was like, hi. So that's the coolest part.
I would also add about my on-campus job. So I work at the rec center. And I think that's one of my favorite parts of being a student at NKU, because I've got to meet such lovely people who are like part of NKU, and also like who are like publics who just use the campus recreation center. And I have made friends, you know, with these sweet couples, these old people who come in the rec in the morning, and you know, they're always checking on me. They're always like, how have you been? How are you doing? They're bringing me coffees, and they are always stopping by to talk. So it's just like, you know, the feeling that, you know, I have someone who's checking on me while I'm working, and like they pass by, they come, they're like, don't work too hard. Come on, you have to give yourself some time. So it's like really fun when you're like working on campus as well.
Well, thank you all for sharing. We do have another question in the chat. A question to any of the global ambassadors. Why did you choose to study at NKU?
I love this question.
And that, I know that's a hard question, so if you
Yeah.
need a second to think about it.
Okay, so one of my brother recommended NKU to me. He goes to University of Kansas, and like that's how I started taking on NKU, and then I found out that it's kind of suitable for my coursework. And the main thing was I hate cold so much, so NKU was like not that bad on top of my other options that I was looking for. So I was like, okay, it's like, and the weather was kind of like, the summer is kind of like my home country, so that was also a plus point for me. And another main reason was I got to join one of the webinars which were conducted by, I think, Rebecca and Aaron at that time, and they made us feel like this is where we belong. Like I've never been treated that way, and it was like, it was such a beautiful experience where they made us feel like you guys are welcome in NKU and we'll treat you like home. And then I've been getting that from them now. So that was also one of the main reason why I joined NKU.
The reason I joined NKU was the College of Informatics, the College of Business was what I was looking into, and the programs are really good, like the structure that they're put in, and then we have flexibility in choosing what we want to learn and everything like that. I think that's why I chose NKU, and then it's really worth it. And as Shreya said, it's really a welcoming environment, and I do feel like that too, because you're close with literally everyone. And then even when I go out of Kentucky somewhere else, I feel like I'm missing this place sometimes.
Well, I mainly chose NKU because I have family here and I got to know NKU through them, but I also like applied to colleges which were nearby, not just NKU, but which like UC, Miami University, which were all like nearby my family members. But then adding on to what Shreya said, NKU was the only one that was like so quick to reply my emails. I had like couple of webinars I attended. One was like with the international office, one for the computer science department. And so it was like so much of interaction that I got to know NKU so well, better than any other universities. So that was also one of the main reasons I chose NKU.
Vinayak, why did you choose NKU? You're still muted.
Well, we can come back to you if you want to share it in a little bit. I don't know if maybe you're having a little issue with your mic, but we do have another question in the chat asking about scholarships. And so this is one of our most common questions at NKU, I will say, because the financials of your education is obviously a very important aspect. So we do have a few scholarships that international students can be awarded. One of them is called the EDGE Scholarship, and this is a $5,000 scholarship at the current time. And this is a scholarship open, as I said, to international students, and upon your application, you can be considered for the scholarship. So there are no extra steps you need to take in order to be considered for that scholarship. And the only two requirements are that you are an international student and that you have over a 2.5 unweighted high school GPA. So we try to make that scholarship, as I said, as accessible as possible because you don't have to take any extra steps to apply for it. And that scholarship is renewable for all 4 years that you are studying at NKU. And then another scholarship I also like to mention to students is those that come with the Honors College. So if you're interested, if you're a very ambitious student, if you want some of those high-level academic opportunities and you want to have honors on your academic resume, we do encourage students to apply for the Honors College. And there are some scholarships as well if you are accepted through that college. And a next question we have, we did touch on this a little bit earlier, but maybe just to, in case anyone didn't hear the answers about this, someone asked, can I find my own co-op job?
The short answer is yes, but we have a lot of opportunities to help you. So how many of you attended the job fair that was, I think, a week or two ago? Did you all? Good, good. That makes me really happy. But we have job fairs, I mean, almost every month. We bring a lot of different companies on campus. We have amazing job services, career services on campus that helps you with your resume. Have any of you used their services to help you with your resume? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That was the great help because I have been applying since, like, the starting of the semester, and I think it was because of my resume that I was not getting any opportunity, but when I went there, they helped me a lot. Like, just to we will have experiences of different things, but we won't know how to portray in our resume so that people can see it and look at it for what we are. So that's something career services helps us with, to portray our work and to show our work in a good manner. And I also want to add on this, we also have I think organizations or department for different departments on campus. For example, I'm a computer science, so we have an organization called CSC, which literally like remind us for any co-ops or internships, if any companies or any organizations around Cincinnati area or something like that, if they are hiring, then they will let us know through our Canvas, or they'll send us an email saying that like this company is hiring, if you're interested, apply for that. And that has been a great help for me to keep on being updated on what we have been getting. And career fairs, obviously there are so many companies, there are so many people who are wanting to hire, that comes at the same platform, and there that way you will be able to interact with them, send them your resume, and maintain your networking. So that is also a best way to get co-ops or internships.
And we also have an awesome immigration team on our campus who can answer all your questions about, how does the CPT, how does the OPT work? How can I make sure I'm in compliance with my visa? So that way you can be, balancing studying on your F1 visa with those awesome resume building opportunities. So one of our next questions that we have is, when can I study abroad? So I know that for me, I also study abroad. I would say anytime is the best time. Whenever you're ready, you should go ahead and start filling out those applications. But if you are interested in studying at NKU this coming fall, our first day of classes is in August. And as we mentioned, the applications are due on April 15th. So if you're looking to study abroad very soon, we would encourage you to start working on your application, get those final steps of the application completed so that you can start. But we do have students who join with us in the spring semesters, which are in January. And we also have an English language program on campus, and those students can even join us in the summer. So we do have new students on campus all of the time. So whenever you're ready, we are happy to welcome you to our campus.
And beyond that, we even have international students who, even though they're coming here and are technically studying abroad by being in the United States, consider going to other countries. We've had international students go to Germany. One of our biology students did a research study in France a couple summers. It was the summer before the pandemic started. I still remember. It was Akhtar. And then we have students who go to Japan and Korea and go to all kinds of things. So I'm curious if any of you are thinking about studying abroad.
Oh yes, I am. I've been talking to the Education Abroad office, and then I'm thinking about studying abroad maybe the coming fall, next fall. And then yeah, it might be London, it might be anywhere in Europe or Asia or wherever you want. So studying abroad is a must.
And I'm studying abroad this summer in Japan.
That's awesome. Yay.
I'm so excited for that.
Cool. All right.
So we have our next question is kind of a hot topic question, but we encourage you all to be honest as possible because we want to share when we're speaking with prospective students, we like to be honest about what the international student experience and general, even domestic student experience is at NKU. So this question says, question to any of the global ambassadors, what is your #1 complaint about your school?
You won't hurt our feelings.
Go ahead. Okay.
The food at Norse Commons.
A little much. Yeah, we hear that one a lot.
Yeah, as an international student, when you're coming here from eating in a large platter of foods with different spices, the food here gets a little bland for you, I guess. Yeah. And you need to find ways to make it a little colorful and good for your tummy. So yeah,
Americans eat very differently. Yeah.
yeah, it's very different. You're going to be like, I want McDonald's, I want Chick-fil-A when you're living in the dorms and eating at Norse Commons, but you get used to it. For me, I cook by myself now. I'm living off campus and I eat regular Nepali food every day now. So the first year you're here, yeah, Norse Commons.
So
Be prepared.
so I work at Norse Commons. I didn't prepare the food though. So yeah, I think more than getting used to it, I'm still not used to a lot of food in there, but I have found my ways to make it more prettier or more eatable, I will say, because I have gotten used to tons of American food. Like I love mashed potatoes more than anything right now, like more than anything. So I have gotten my own way to add some toppings and some sauce and then some spicy chili flakes. I literally take a spice jar of chili flakes and salt and then go to my table, and that's how I eat all of my food, like salt and chili flakes. So that's how you'll get used to it, and you'll get you'll kind of get used to it, I'll say.
Yeah, but it's not like you're only eating Norse Commons food or noodles in your dorm. We have kitchens around different dorms that you can go and cook, and that's a really fun time because you gather around with your friends and then you cook. If you have friends from different communities, you have a chance to show them your Nepali food or the food that you like the most, and then you get to taste a lot of different foods in the dorms. I really like the dorm life.
All right, so we have a couple other questions in the chat that we haven't had. There's some repeat questions, so we'll try to get to some of the different questions we haven't had a chance to speak about yet. But someone asked, is it compulsory to live on campus?
It is, unless you are 21, you have to stay on campus your first year. And I wanted to add my experience on it because I had family here and I wanted to live with them, but it was mandatory to stay on campus. And at first I was like, I don't like this. I want to stay with my family. But then, we talked out and they were like, you have to stay. And then I moved in back on campus, and that was the best experience I could ever have staying on campus. I made so many friends. Like when I was staying off campus with my family, I just had few Nepali friends that I connected to before coming here. But then as I moved to dorm, I had like friends from different places. I was cooking in the dorms, trying different foods. I was going to like late night events on campus, and that student life just became so exciting and fun when I moved in the dorm. So I definitely suggest living on the dorms.
Yeah, so I also lived on campus for a year, and I will say that is like one of the best experience I've ever had, because you will be meeting your friends every now and then. You will be cooking with them. You will be going to commons to eat, even though we complain a lot. But like, we literally used to be like 15, 16 people, like reserving a whole table and just, sitting around and eating. And then that's how you make friends. So I have like a lot of friends uh like whom I got really close with when I was living on campus, who are still my friends. So yeah, that is the best way to get involved around campus, be friends with people, and then and yeah, to go to different events because you are always nearby. So that is like really flexible and really awesome experience. So I would also definitely recommend you to live on campus.
Well, we are running out of time now. We have only a couple minutes left. So we do have several questions in the chat that we haven't had the chance to answer yet. So we will be in touch with all of you after the webinar. And so if you have any other questions, please feel free to send us an email, or you can even give the office a call. We will be happy to speak with you. But if we want to close out with one more question, someone asked, what are the facilities like? For example, science labs, libraries, theaters, gyms, etc.
There are tons of facilities here. I would say, since I work at the campus recreation center, we have a whole facility that is accessible to students since you pay a part of it in your tuition. There are pools, there are basketball courts, racquetball courts, there are badminton courts, there are machines to work, like the real people who like actually work out, machines for them to use. And besides that, all of the, like, we have all of different buildings, like math building, a computer science building, a science building, and all of the things that you would need your 4 years all right in that building. Like in computer science building, I know the EMB program that we have, it has an awesome audio testing room or filming room downstairs. It just feels like you're in a completely different world when you walk through those rooms.
Yeah, I want to add about the library, because when I went to the library for the first time, it blew my mind, because it's like 3, 4, 5-story high. And I've never seen that big library ever in my life before. So like, you will have so many different spots to study in. You will have like you can get your own room if you have a group of friends that you want to be with, and you will literally find any books from like anywhere around the world that you can rent and take it home, or just stay at the library and use. You'll have access to computer facilities. So like you'll have like so many things provided. So yeah, we do have a lot of facilities.
And then about theaters, we have many theaters on campus for the students of fine arts and arts. They put on shows, and we have art galleries, and we also have a planetarium. We have a greenhouse on top of a building. And then we have a simulation center in the Institute of Health and Innovation where all the nursing skills. Oh my God, I love that place because they have like real life dummies that look like people, and every time I go there I get scared, but then they have such a hands-on experience. And I also know that there's a cadaver lab where there's like a literal reserved dead body that you can study on. So hands-on experience on campus, hands-on experience.
Not for fun. For
Also, Yeah, I also want to add that NKU Tech Bar like provides free laptop for rent for a whole semester, like Apple MacBook, iPad, Dell. You can keep it with you like for a whole semester and return back, and you can take another for another semester. So I think that's a very good thing.
Our tech bar is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, and not only that, like for like entertainment purposes as well, like as I mentioned before, I'm a part of APB, and we literally conduct like movie nights every month or so now, and there are so many other organizations on campus who also organize movie nights, so you won't be watching movies only inside the theater, but also, you know, like on the open lawn with like everyone around you. They will provide you popcorns and chocolates and Snicker bars, so it's like pretty fun experience for that.
Yeah, we also have a game room where you can go play pool, or if you want to play video games, you can play video games. You can play FIFA if you want to. And then there are TVs. That I think the game room is one of the best places to hang out with your friends. And I think that's where I met most of the global ambassadors, because when we had our orientation, we were taken to the game room, and that's where we all connected.
Well, thank you all for sharing so much. I think that was a really great question to end on, to sort of like learn a little bit about the student experience and what it's like to actually study and spend your time at NKU, even outside of the classroom. So our students do have class, so we are going to have to end. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions before the webinar. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions during the event, so we could answer those questions, you know, live, face to face. And obviously, thank you everyone for joining, especially a big thank you to our global ambassadors who took the time to speak with you all today, and, you know, hopefully be connecting with you all this fall once you are welcomed onto our campus. So we are going to close out now, but if you have any specific questions about your case with your application, or you want to learn more about a topic that we discussed today, or maybe you had a question we didn't have a chance to answer, please reach out to us. We are available if you want to give us a call, or if you send us an email. Our email for our international office is IS like snake, SS. So ISSS, 3 S's at nku.edu. So we hope to be in touch soon and look forward to speaking with you all more.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.